Right, hello everyone, and welcome to Warren's Team Talk. I hope you're all well, and I just thought it was high time that I come and spoke to you about that debacle of a performance on Monday at Goodison Park from Arsenal against Everton, and got things off my chest because there's quite a lot I want to talk about with regards to this game. To be quite honest with you, because I've just about had a gutsful of it, really. Um, so we've already got a chat, so that's nice. And it's James Dunlop here. Hi, Warren. Hope you're well. Apart from Monday night, do not blame you and other Arsenal fans raging at the game. Was there a lot of? Well, it's nice to see you, James, and thanks very much for that. Was there trouble at the game, um, or were they Arsenal fans really getting stuck into the players and chanting about Arteta and things like that? I hope there wasn't trouble, but I do hope they put it on Arteta. That's for sure. Because I've had enough of him. I really have. I didn't want him to get the job in the first place, as you know. But so I'm going to talk about the game first and what I thought about it, and then I'm going to sort of just go through what happened. But what I saw in that game, I just saw the same old basic mistakes as always, moving the ball really slowly, sideways, backwards, not getting the ball forward quickly enough. I even remember at one stage Lacazette holding an impromptu team meeting on the pitch, and it looked to me like he was telling the players, "You need to get the ball forward quicker." So yeah, it was pitiful. And that's for the lad. And I've heard a lot of people, Arsenal fans in particular, going on about the lad who stamped on Tomiyasu's face. Well, it was an accident. You could clearly see if he'd gone there, and you could see he was clearly looking at the player when he put his foot down, then I'd have a different opinion about it. But you can see he's clearly looking in the other direction. So, no, I don't even necessarily think it was a yellow card, to be honest. He didn't know what he was doing. It was an accident. So, no, there wasn't trouble at the game. I've spoken to a few fans on live stream chats, and they are raging as well. Mate, I've had a gutsful of it. It's just unbelievable. Like, you're going to see in a minute. I've got a load of stats to show, and it's damning. It's absolutely damning. And how anyone can still be supporting this clown of a manager is just beyond me. I thought VAR was going to send him off for that, but it wasn't intentional at all. No, it wasn't, because he wasn't looking at the lad. Like, Tomiyasu was laying on the ground, and he wasn't looking at. If he'd been looking at him, down at him, you could have probably built up a stronger argument for getting him sent off. But not. I don't even think it was a yellow, to be honest. And I think Arsenal were lucky with the VAR and the ref that Everton had 2 goals disallowed. I mean, because otherwise it could have been 4. A couple of years ago, before we had VAR, Arsenal would have lost that game 4-1. It was just unbelievable. You know, and this is supposedly from a team where he's fixed the defence. Well, I've got news for you folks. He hasn't fixed the defence. Not in the slightest. So, yeah, it was... I'm sorry, but it was a poor performance. I saw nothing there to suggest to me that Arsenal have improved. They look weak. They had no creativity going forward. They didn't look like they were going to ever score a goal on a month of Sundays. And there was one stat that got put out earlier in the week that said during the first half in that game at Goodison Park, Arsenal only had 2 touches inside Everton's box in the first half, inside Everton's penalty area. How the hell are you expecting to score goals if you don't get the ball into the opposition penalty area? It's just mad. It is literally insane. And yet there's still people backing this clown. I just don't understand it. I really don't. So, yeah, so that's my thoughts about it. Now, before the game started, Everton had went into the game having not won a game at all anywhere since the 25th of September. And at home, they'd lost 3, drawn 1, and won 1 of their last 5 home games. James says, your midfield was very weak. I thought Xhaka didn't look fit at all and Partey was woeful. As the game went along, I didn't fear any of your attackers. Not because they probably wouldn't have got the ball, James, would they? Let's be honest. And yeah, I don't understand that. Now, thanks for reminding me about Xhaka. Why did he get put straight back into the team? You know, why wasn't he on the bench and then brought on if that's what he wants to? If he wants to play him and he insists on playing him, I don't want him anywhere near the team. But if he's going to insist on playing him, when someone comes back from injury, particularly when you've been out as long as he has, you don't just throw him back in the team. He's running the risk of giving the guy another injury now because he's brought him back too quick. And not that I'm particularly bothered about him being available for selection. Obviously I don't want to see the lad get injured, but he needs his. When you players been out for a long time, you need to manage their minutes and reintroduce them to the team at an appropriate rate, not just throw people back in. He should have had a couple of reserve games. He should have been on the bench for a couple of games and then brought on earlier and earlier until he was really match fit and ready to play. Partey, I've got no idea what's going on. But the problem is, week in, week out, he's playing next to crap. So he's having to do 2 people's jobs or 3 people's jobs. So it's no surprise that he looks woeful. So, yeah, our midfield is one of our biggest problems, unfortunately. And James Dunlap said we did that with Yerry Mina and he went off injured again. Yeah, I saw that. And I rate Yerry Mina. I think he's a good centre-back. I would have liked to have signed him at Arsenal, to be quite frank. I think he's decent. You know, he's big and he's imposing. He scores goals from set plays and stuff. So, yeah, he's quality. And I think he'll prove to be a good player for you, James. I really do. Yeah, so that was Everton's record going into it. They were in the midst of a massive slump. The same as what Manchester United were. Arsenal turn up to town, and guess what happens? They win. So no surprises there. Arsenal's last 5 away games. Right now, the last 5, we've only won 1 out of our last 4 away games. We lost 3-2 at United. We lost 2-1 at Everton. We lost 4-0 at Liverpool, and we won 2-0 at Leicester and drew 0-0 at Brighton and won 1-0 at Burnley. So that, to me, is woeful, absolutely woeful. You know, in those 5 away games on the screen there, we've scored 5 goals in those 5 games. It's pitiful, absolutely pitiful. Right, so the starting 11s, there was Arsenal went into the game with a 4-2-3-1. Ramsdale was in goal, a back 4 of Tierney, Gabriel, Ben White and Tomiyasu, and then a midfield holding 2 of Xhaka and Thomas, I guess, Thomas Partey. And then further forward, we had Martinelli, Odegaard and Saka. And then up front on his own, we had Lacazette. Everton went into the game with a 4-4-1-1. Arsenal made 3 substitutions through the course of the game. Martinelli went off in the 71st minute. Tierney went off in the 65th minute. And Lacazette went off in the 85th minute. So the players who come on were Nuno Tavares came on in the 65th minute for Kieran Tierney. 71st minute, Eddie Nketiah came on for Martinelli. And in the 85th minute, Aubameyang came off for came on for Lacazette. So my question with that is, right, I understand why Tierney went off because he's only just come back from injury. It's his first game back after being injured. But why was Nketiah brought on for Martinelli? Why was Pepe not brought on? I just don't get that. And look at the rest of the bench. You've got Rob Holding, Cedric Suarez, Nuno Tavares, and Mohamed El-Neni, and that's 4 of them out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 of that. 4 out of 9 of that bench are all defensive-minded players. So how does that make sense? You're not going into a game where you're going to be playing a side that is bang on form and right up near the top of the table. Sorry, but it's madness. It just does not make sense to me whatsoever. And then the match stats: Everton had 11 shots, 5 on target, and had 36% possession, made 329 passes, and had a 69% pass accuracy, whereas Arsenal had 10 shots with 3 on target. We had 64% possession, made 588 passes with a pass accuracy of 82%. Now, to me, I'm sorry, but I don't believe that. Sorry, but I do not believe that we had a pass accuracy of 82%. I would probably say it was more like maybe 50, 55, 60. Because our passing was shocking. Like the amount of times that I saw our players give the ball away or misplaced passes, it was terrible, absolutely terrible. And James Dunlop said, the one player I thought was causing us problems was Tierney, and he assisted the goal for Odegaard. Yeah, he did, and he kept trying to bang in crosses all the time. And maybe that was why he got taken off as early as he did, because he was being too tact-minded. I don't know. I mean, that's just a joke, but yeah, I can understand why you're saying that. So yeah, it was a bit of a surprise, really. I was shocked that Pepe was brought on. If he isn't going to get games, then you might as well sell him. Yeah, I just don't understand why he's not getting on. It doesn't make any sense to me. Nketiah said that he's going. He's refusing to sign a new contract, and I can't understand why Pepe's not getting a game. Last season, he was our third best goal contributor. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. And okay. If that's going to be your attitude, you dickhead, you can. I'm going to block you. Tatar tennis machine, you absolute dickhead. Caroline Marshall, VOH.FYI. I'm not really sure I understand what you mean, Caroline. Sorry, but welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy the video. Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. That clown that I just blocked, he's been trying to cause problems for a while now, sending abusive messages and stuff like that on other videos. So I'd made a decision earlier that if he came into the chat again, I would block him. So that's what I've done. If Nketiah isn't planning to stay at Arsenal, then why is he even in the squad? Exactly, mate. I would have said, don't bother coming to the club. You're banned. If you don't want to sign a contract, then no point you being there. And I would have just cancelled his contract. No point. What's the point? It's just ridiculous. And I absolutely agree with you about that, mate, to be honest. Chase Dunlop says, bye-bye, tennis machine, now piss off. Exactly, man. He's a little prick. He's an absolute little prick. Good riddance to bad rubbish, mate, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, Everton ended up winning the game by 2-1, and it could have been far more. I certainly think that the second goal that got disallowed for offside was a bit ridiculous, and it shouldn't have been ruled out. The first one I'm not sure about, but yeah, I just think it's going a bit far when it's bloody someone's toenail can put you offside. I know they've got to draw the line somewhere, but I just thought it was really harsh. But anyway, yeah, Everton won the game 2-1. Arsenal were up 1-0 at half time, thanks to Emil Smith-Rowe, who scored in the 13th minute. Fernandes equalised. No, that's wrong. That's from a different game. Sorry about that. So anyway, the Arsenal lost the game by 2-1. And so what's next for Arsenal? Arsenal are now sitting 7th in the Premier League table. They played 7, won 2, and lost 6 of their 15 league games. They've only managed to score 18 goals, and they've conceded 22. And this contrasts, like, for example, with the league's top goal scorers, Liverpool, who scored 44. So, yeah, it's just absolute madness, isn't it? It really is. The goals ruled out by VAR were the right decisions. That's the rules now. I've stopped moaning about that for a year. Yeah, I guess so, but I just think it's a bit excessive, mate, to be honest. But like you say, it's the rules. As Claude always used to say, it's the letter of the law. Okay, so Mikel Arteta's performance as manager. He has, in his first season, when he came midway through the season, he had 20 games and he had a win percentage of 45%. And Arsenal, their points per game ratio was 1.47 points per game. And that was Arsenal's 80th worst season. So their 80th best season out of 119. And then the following season, they got 61 points from 38 games, which gave them a points per game ratio of 1.61, which meant that that was their 64th out of 119 season. And then 2021, or this season, currently we have a points per game ratio of 1.53, which puts them Arsenal's she's Arsenal's 71st best season, to put a positive spin on it, I guess. So the totals are, in the league, he's had 73 games in charge. He's won 34, drawn 15, and lost 24. He scored his teams have scored 101 goals, conceded 80, and have a goal difference of 20 plus 21. And they've got 117 points. And that gives them a win percentage of 46.58. So, what that all means is or before we talk about that, up to a few weeks ago, Arsenal had scored 13 goals, which was the 14th. They were 14th in the Premier League for that. They'd only scored 7 goals from open play, which meant they were 19th for that in the league. XG, whatever that nonsense means, was 13.8, which meant they were 12th. Big chances created, there were 7 of them, meaning that they were 19th in the league for that. Their shot conversion rate was 8.4%, which meant they were 16th in the table for that. And they had, on average, 47% possession of the ball in their games, which was, they were 13th in the league for that. So, moving on, if we look, what these stats are going to show is that there hasn't been any improvement in the defence, because all I keep hearing from these clowns like that Muppet tennis machine is, well, he's fixed the defence and all this crap. If we look at the third game and the second game, Arsenal had 35% possession against Chelsea, 20% possession against Manchester City. In both of those games, they conceded 22 and 25 shots, respectively, and also conceded 5 shots and 10 shots, respectively, on target. Now, if we go to the Liverpool game, against Liverpool at Anfield, Arsenal had conceded 19 shots and conceded 9 on target and only had 37% possession. So that tells me that the defence hasn't improved at all. And then against Manchester United, they conceded even more shots than they did against Everton. They conceded 14 shots and 10 of which were on target. So as you can see, as far as I can see, the defence has not improved. And James Dunlop says Aubameyang with a chance at the end was woeful. His body language looked like he didn't want to be there. Mate, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to play in a team where I knew that I was going to be starving for chances. They never create. They never go forward. It's absolutely shocking. He's probably sitting there thinking, what the hell am I doing playing in this team that's never going to create a chance for me? James Dunlop says Brighton ripped you off for Ben White. 50 million, he's not even worth 50p. Tomiyasu is decent, but he still needs a lot of work improving though. Ben White is never worth 50 million. I said it at the time on Diesel's and Terry's channel. You probably were there, and I said that he was only worth 25 million at best. And even that, I think, is overpriced from what I've seen. I just don't think he's worth the money, and I think it was money wasted. In fact, all the money we spent in the summer was wasted. £150 million. And we haven't improved. To me, that is absolutely damning. £150 million, and there's been no improvement. For me, that's a sacking offence in itself. Tomiyasu, bless him, he looks like he's got a lot of potential. He looks strong. He looks quite aggressive, and he looks like he can handle himself. But he's young, and he's getting used to the league. He's going to need time. He should be playing as a backup. He shouldn't be a main player. He should be developing and learning his trade by coming off the bench every now and again. That's what it would have happened under George Graham anyway, that's for sure. The one who's been worth the money is Ramsdale. He's made a couple of saves again for you guys. The lad's done really well. But the defence is now starting to creak, and it's not surprising to me that he's starting to concede a few. Because you look at our last 2 games, we conceded 3 against United. Conceded 3 against United, 2 against Everton, none against Newcastle, obviously 4 at Liverpool. And this is what I was saying. If you play a negative defensive style of football and you're conceding that amount of shots, you're not going to not concede. It's not sustainable. I mean, you look at the amount of shots on target that teams have had against Arsenal. At least 1 or 2 of those shots, if they're a decent side, they're going to find the back of the net, especially when they're getting 8, 9, 10, 11 shots on target against you in a game. It's just not sustainable. It really isn't. So if we go back to the league table as it is at present, we can see that we've got 23 points and we've won 7, drawn 2 and lost 6 of our 15 games. So what I want to do is I want to project forward from using that information to find out where we're likely to finish this season in the league. So if we take that as a guide point, it will mean that after 38 games, we would have won 18, we would have drawn 5, lost 15, scored 46, conceded 56, end up with a goal difference of -10, and end up getting 58 points. Now, in order to find out where that's likely to get us, what we need to do, I would suggest, is look at previous league tables for the last few seasons. So what we're going to do, we're just going to quickly go through the last 4 years' Premier League tables. So for the 2017-18 season, it would have got Arsenal a 7th place finish with 58 points, right? And 2018-19, it would have got Arsenal a 7th place finish. 2019-20, it would have got Arsenal an 8th place finish, right? In last season, it would have got Arsenal an 11th place finish. So if you take the average of all those positions, what it will mean is that Arsenal will finish around about 8th this season in the table. So that's where we finished last year, and that's where we finished the year before that. So all this nonsense about how there's been improvement and how we're moving forward is exactly that. Absolute nonsense, an absolute hogwash. This club is not going forward. In my mind, it's going backwards. I can't see any improvement whatsoever. So there you go. Now I want to look at players like, for example, Nicolas Pepe. I just do not understand why this man's not getting a game. Last year, as you can see, he was the 3rd best striker in the club, right? He scored 0.34 goals per game, which was the same as Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and just short of Lacazette. Okay? And James Dunlop says, imagine facing Bayern Munich with that team. You could have had 30, 40 shots coming at you. Exactly, mate. And that's the thing. That's why I'm saying that the defence hasn't improved. Because if the defence would improved, we wouldn't be conceding that amount of shots. It just wouldn't. That would be stopping teams getting shots off against us. I mean, for God's sake, James, I'm not being disrespectful to Everton, but they've been in a massive slump lately. And we had you put the ball in our net 4 times. 4. Not once, not twice, but 4 times. That's absolutely shocking. And there hasn't been any improvement. I'm not even an Arsenal fan. I still couldn't work out what your style of play is supposed to be. I'll tell you what it is, right? It's pull as many men behind, try and get an early goal. If you get an early goal, then sit back and defend for your lives and hope for the best. That's it. End of story. He's got no idea how to launch an attack or how to construct an attack. And that's why I think he wants Arsene Wenger back at the club, because he wants to try and pick his brains, because he knows that he's not capable to do it himself. So, and then also, if you look at this, Pepe's goal contributions per game last season were 0.38. I just don't understand why it is that he's not getting a game. I just don't understand it. It's absolute madness. And all these people knocking him and disrespecting him, I just think, why? What is the problem? I just don't understand why they've got an issue with him. I really don't. Now, this is quite interesting, right? In Arsenal's last 7 seasons after 15 games, right? In 2020-21, they were in 15th place for 17 points, right? And the year before that, they were in 10th place with 19 points, which was when Mikel Arteta took the reins. But at that point, I think that Unai Emery was still in charge. I think this was about the time that he more or less lost his job. But then after that, every season they were in fifth, second. So it just shows a marked decline in the club. And this season, this is the first time since 1986 that Arsenal have lost 3 times in a row to Everton. And the last time that we went this far into a season with a negative goal difference was the 1912-13 season. That's 109 years ago. That is absolutely appalling. And that season, the club got relegated. And it was that long ago that they were still playing in Woolwich in South London. It's just absolutely ridiculous. How this man has still got a job is just beyond me. He's absolutely clueless. His management skills are all over the place. He can't manage people properly. He can't handle players who have got a bit of passion. He doesn't know how to construct an attack. He doesn't know how to use his squad. And I was looking for it earlier, and no point has he ever turned a game round from a losing position to a winning position at half time. Meaning to say, at no time ever in his career as Arsenal manager have we ever gone at half time losing a game and then him been able to turn it round tactically so that we're able to win the game. Never, not once. And I just find that absolutely staggering. Absolutely staggering. So, James, I just wanted to ask you, I saw on the TV like loads of people walking out, which I was quite pleased about. How did the demonstration go? Was there a lot of people got involved? I know there was quite a few who didn't go, but I don't know. I'm just curious to hear what it was really like inside the ground, because you don't really get a proper picture of what's going on when it's on the TV. And James Dunlop says that's unacceptable. If that was happening at the other top sides, the manager would put the door straight away. But Arsenal need to settle for mediocrity, just like us as well. Yeah, and I think you're 100% spot on, mate. We haven't got a very good record in sacking managers. We tend to hang on. And We haven't. Historically, I don't think that we've got a very good track record in doing that. But yeah, it's just not acceptable. I mean, that stuff that I put on here today, I find it staggering, absolutely staggering. And we're looking down the barrel of another 8th place finish and another season out of Europe. But I don't know. I just don't. I despair about it, to be honest. James says the walkout wasn't massive. The rest of the fans started singing loud and getting behind the team. I'm happy we won, but it doesn't change mine and other Evertonians' opinion on the board, and no, nor should it, mate. As people, the old expression goes, one swallow doesn't make a summer, does it? Do you know what I mean? And I heard all the chanting and all the singing, and I thought, yeah, fair play to them. And I saw that massive banner, and it had your logo, and it said, it's a shame that the club doesn't as well. So I was really pleased that they did all of that. And I just can't see Arsenal. I would be surprised if Arsenal did anything like that. It would really shock me. James Dunlop says, Marcel Brands, our director of football, left on Sunday, but we need the whole lot to go. Do you know why he left? Was he sacked, or did he just walk out of his own accord? That'd be quite interesting to find out. But yeah, it's then now a whole lot of them needs to go. I saw Mr. Knighton was at the game on Monday night as well. So yeah. So obviously, as I always do, I want to big up the GoonerClaude Trust. The link to the Trust's website is in the description of this video. Go and check it out. Go and find out about the work of the GoonerClaude Trust. It's an excellent trust that helps to give people, disadvantaged people, the opportunity to attend a football match at the Emirates Stadium. A very worthwhile thing to be doing. And James Dunlop says he left on these terms. Okay. So fair play to him. But he shouldn't have allowed the club to get into the mess that he was in. But I'm glad that he recognised that he wasn't doing a good job and that he left. Because Everton is a massive club. It really is. And it shouldn't be dragged through the dirt like this. It's just absolutely shocking. And then also make sure you go and check out these other YouTube channels. There's the Old School Gunner, the 3 Pointers TV, Arsenal Alex, DrawnByDre, and Claude and the Banstas. All of them are got really good Arsenal content, and particularly the Claude and the Banstas channel. And there's one on there that should be on there is the Aussie Guna channel as well. He does really excellent content. He really breaks things down really well. So go and check him out. So they all do really, really excellent content. And as I was saying, the Claude and the Banstas channel, it's a great channel. They have really lively debates on that channel. I think it's fair to say. And a lot of the time it gets very, very heated, I have to say. And it's a great watch. And from the money that they make from their YouTube activities, they contribute some of that money to the GoonerClaude Trust. So even by just watching their videos, you're going to be helping them. So go and check out all these channels. Subscribe them or follow them, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you put a like on their videos, and you won't regret it, I'm sure. And James Dunlop says Terry will be in hiding after the recent defeats. especially to us on Monday night, love. He will. He hasn't surfaced for weeks. I put a few messages to him on Insta, and he hasn't responded. And you know, on Instagram, you can see when people are last online, and he hasn't been on for weeks. He hasn't. So I don't know what he's playing at. I'm sure, but anyway, yeah, I'm missing the GoonerClaude, the Claude and the Bansta channel. I really am. A great channel, and they do great content. Anyway, so that's the end of my review and me having a go about the situation at Arsenal and having my say. I hope you all enjoyed that. Please remember to put a like on the video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. And please remember to share it around as much as you possibly can. And if you're watching this on playback, please put some comments in the video telling me what you thought about the game, telling me also about what you thought about the stats that I put in, about the situation as it is currently in Arsenal, what your views are about the situation at Arsenal and how it can be improved. Because for me, there's only one solution to this, is Mikel Arteta and all the rest of the hierarchy at the club. They need to go. They need to go ASAP. Vinay, Edu, Arteta, Big Dick, and the Cronkies. The whole bloody lot of them need to go. So James is saying, cheers, Warren, mate. Take care. Hit the likes and subscribe to Warren, guys. Thank you very much, James. Thanks for coming to the live chat and having watching and making all those comments. I really appreciate it. And big up to Caroline Marshall. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to work out what you wanted to say about your comment. But hopefully we'll see you back again another time. And yeah, so that's it, guys. Thanks very much for watching. It's Thursday tomorrow, so probably I'll be back again on Friday to review the next set of Premier League fixtures, and then again on Saturday, to preview the next set of Premier League fixtures, and also on Saturday to do my normal Saturday match day live program. So anyway, guys, I hope you're all okay. You enjoy the rest of your day. Please remember to share some love and kindness around the world, and keep talking, guys, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks a lot. Take care now. Bye for now.